The house was always clean. Dinner was always on the table. Everything looked perfect from the outside. But perfection can still hide pain. Margaret had worked 2 jobs for as long as she could remember. She believed love was shown through provision, through school fees paid on time, lights that never got cut, and food that never ran out. She married David when her daughter Simone was already grown, 22 years old. She thought, what could go wrong? David worked from home. He was charming, patient, always present. Everything Margaret had been too tired to be. And Simone, who had grown up longing for attention, finally found someone who listened. At first it was harmless. Coffee in the mornings, small conversations, laughter that only happened when Margaret wasn't home. Grace, the housekeeper, noticed it first. She saw the silence grow heavier when Margaret entered the room. She saw the distance forming long before anyone admitted it. One day she tried to warn Margaret. "Ma'am, maybe stay home more, be present." But Margaret just smiled. "I'm doing all this for my family." And she didn't listen. Months passed, until what was once companionship quietly turned into betrayal. When Margaret finally discovered the truth, it had already taken root. David chose Simone, and Simone did not walk away. And just like that, the home Margaret built with sacrifice became a place she no longer belonged. She sat in silence in the house she worked her whole life for, and asked herself a question that broke her completely. If my own daughter could do this, who can I trust? But the hardest truth was not the betrayal. It was the warning she ignored. Grace tried to tell her. The signs were there, but she was too busy surviving to be present. And in the end, she learned something painful but freeing. Busyness is not love. Trust must be guided, not blind. And presence is what keeps a home alive. Because sometimes betrayal does not come from enemies. It comes from the people sitting at your table. But this is not where her story ends. Because even in heartbreak, there is awakening. She realized she had spent her life giving everything to everyone, except herself. And for the first time, she chose herself, and walked away not broken, but finally free.